about the process of meds, how meds get to the shelf, pharmacy, and to human consumption. So I'm going to ask everybody here today, does anybody here take any kind of prescription drugs or anything from the doctor?
Yes.
Okay, we have some yeses in here. And the reason we test medicine with animals is basically so we can see the side effects before actually humans consume the drug. Now, consuming medicine without testing it is very, very dangerous. Back 500 years ago, we didn't test medicine. And it came up to have bad results when people did not test the medicine that they was consuming. So, what happens when you don't test the medicine? Well, 500 years ago, you had kids being born without limbs, speech problems, undeveloped brains, and all kind of disabilities and handicaps. So the key to producing a perfect medicine is always test it, even though you do have some critics out here right now that basically say that animal testing is outrageous and we shouldn't be doing it, but it is necessary. It's necessary to make drugs like blood pressure pills, heart medicine, cure colds, coughs, and also release pain. The only way you can see the different types of side effects from medicine is actually when the human consumes it. And at the date, we still have problems with medicine and side effects. Some causes death and some don't. That's the reason for that is because our bodies are not the same as an animal. Sometimes an animal can pass the test, and as soon as a human consumes it, you'll have a problem. Especially with prescription medicines. FDA has to go through so many tests before it regulates the medicine. Actually, human trials are basically the last and final step before medicine is actually produced and given to people for consumption. Now in Europe, actually these regulations are not really that strong, and the regulations are a little bit looser. To where FDA, they have no FDA, but really when they test something, they approve it, and they really don't do human testing at all, really. So that's why a lot of people from the U.S. actually go to Europe and get certain procedures done to cure cancer and things like that. And so how many people had any kind of bad reaction from any kind of medicine that they took? Any bad reactions? Well, there's currently no other way of testing how a substance will interact with a complex living body. I actually pulled this out of a reading I was doing in a book, and just like I was explaining earlier, the body is so complex that sometimes animal it will not affect, but a human it could actually affect, even causing death. Anderson, Dave, January 16, 2015. Top 10 reasons why animal testing is necessary. List, land, and retrieve from www.listland.top:10:10, and reason why medicine should be tested. Now, who benefits from the medicine? Of course, we all do, but animals also benefit from this medicine also. So veterinarians, they use the medicine that's also tested on animals and also used by humans for consumption. So veterinarians also have to go through a certain process like the FDA. They cannot just give a dog medicine or any kind of pet, any kind of medicine. It has to be certified, and then you have to also be a licensed veterinarian to actually administrate the medicine. So at this point, I'm going to open up the floor for anybody who have any questions about anything that I just talked about.
What's your stance on testing drugs on animals?
Well, my stance is basically, I view it like this, without testing animals and stuff like that, I think our lifespans would be a whole lot shorter. I think we have to basically understand as a society that without testing these drugs on animals, we'll be right back in the, 500 years ago?
Yeah.
Basically when poisoning happening, okay? It was about, I don't know, they introduced the medicine 500 years ago, and they introduced it to 1,000 people. Out of that 1,000 people, over 100 people died before they realized the medicine was actually killing people and it wasn't good for human consumption. And yes, people do get angry. You do have a lot of angry people saying that you should not test any kind of machine, heart machine, dialysis machine, or anything like that on animals. But as a society, I think we need to come to some kind of conclusion, basically, in order for us to move forward and prevent some of the disabilities that we see today, to go ahead and continue animal testing as a drug process to reach the consumer. Any other questions?
So how many different drugs do they actually test on animals?
Well, they test anything that in the U.S.
Okay.
Anything that is administered by a veterinarian. All of the drugs are basically tested before it's actually used. The same thing with human consumption. You might see on the TV, it says ads, and the reason they give you the side effects is because it's been tested. Some of the ads say that it may cause death, cramping, diarrhea, and all that stuff right there, but that is the process of how you introduce medicine to the consumer.
I got another question. In your slideshow, it said that testing on animals was one of the key to the perfect medicine.
Right.
Do you agree that one day we will have perfect medicine, or you think it's just a figure of speech?
I believe nothing's perfect. It's man-made. It's always gonna have a flaw. You know, I wish everything could be perfect, but anything man-made, from what I've seen and from what I've read, is basically will fail sooner or later. Once your body get immune to the drugs, you have to develop something else. So, all right, any other questions? Okay, Jay, would you just take the camera and spin it around the room right quick so we can